Welcome to Coffee with Enzo. I'm your host, Enzo Mecca.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Nguyen. I'm the co-host for today.
And today we have a special guest from Sedona. His name is Adam Da Virro. He's an acupuncturist and also practices traditional Chinese medicine. Welcome, Adam.
Thank you. It's so great to be here, Enzo. I really appreciate it.
And what's everybody drinking? Since it's Coffee with Enzo, I'm having some tea.
I'm having some really delicious green tea infused with some goji and rose hip. It was actually a gift, so it's quite lovely.
I have some Tiffany Nguyen. It's a Taiwanese oolong.
So Adam, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? This video is just a quick intro into who you are and again, where you are and why you're in Sedona. I know you were from San Diego, I believe, California.
Actually from Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles area.
Okay, so why do we find you in Sedona now?
It's one of those stories that, a lot of people have when they move to Sedona. It's just one of those random. I never really actually enjoyed Sedona. I love the land here, but I was drawn from Los Angeles to Flagstaff originally, and I started my practice up in Flagstaff, which is only about a 45-minute drive from Sedona. And I would come down here on weekends or whatever, but I didn't really like it. I didn't really have an affinity towards it, and I don't know, something just happened. I went through a relationship change, and I was ready for something new, and Flagstaff just wasn't grabbing me. I didn't have a lot of, it was more relationships and personal, I guess, opportunities growth-wise weren't really there for me in Flag. I didn't feel like it was really resonating with the community. So decided just to go for it and move to Sedona, and fell in love with it. And I just bought a house here, so I'm here now, and really appreciate it. It's a very beautiful, powerful place to live. And people come from all over the world to be here. So I feel very blessed to live and to be able to practice here and to be able to maintain a practice.
What is it about Sedona? Like even locally here, we have people that go for retreats there, people that just go personally for holidays, but everybody talks about Sedona. What is it about Sedona that there's such an attraction from all around the world?
Well, the thing is that Sedona, first of all, has been underwater 7 times. So there's a really a quality of water here that's not unique. It's unique to the desert in a certain way. And also the rocks themselves are infused with quartz crystal. So the quartz crystal amplifies energy, and the way that this land has been carved and the actual mineral content of the land has a quality of amplifying energy. So, people come here for basically expanding their consciousness and coming for healing, because the potency and the amplitude, the amount of energy and the vibrational resonance is very high. So it allows people to kind of open up into new facets of their awareness through just being here.
Wow.
So it's kind of like being in a sacred. It's like a Machu Picchu type or a sacred portal. Sedona has that quality just naturally. So it's a wonderful place to live, and not easy to live either. It's very intense, and a lot of just living here, a lot of emotions, and a lot of people go through massive transformations. The longer you live here, it just kind of digs deeper and digs deeper. Which is kind of a segue into what I do, and what I'm wanting to share with people is the process of Chinese medicine, and how it is so essential to be connected to nature, and that it's the quality of our connection to nature which really is the forerunner to our health. It's like the more disconnected we are from the earth and from the land itself, from wherever we live, the greater we kind of we stray from our natural being, our well-being, our natural inherent health. And because our culture now is so disconnected in so many ways, just the modern lifestyle and the modern diet and all the technology, we've forgotten what that is. And so that's the beauty of being here and practicing here, is it's so easy to remind people of what's real and what the true nature of themselves really is. And so that's really what I try to bring into my sessions and remind people, is this is really simple.
Yeah. So you were talking about the elements and how that connects with people. So could you dive a little bit deeper on how like the 5 elements are related to us and our well-being?
I could go forever on this one, but I'll do my best to like really kind of narrow it down. But basically the ancient Taoists, who are like the equivalent to the Native Americans in North America, they were very, very connected to the land and to nature itself, and in their methodology, in their system, they recognize the 5 elements as being wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. And so they looked at nature, seeing those elements in nature, and they basically saw the microcosmic, macrocosmic relationship. So they transposed what they saw in nature and transposed it within the human body. And so each one of these elements is connected to an organ, to certain organs, and to certain emotions, and to actual physiological processes within our physical, mental, emotional bodies. They can all be connected to these elements. And so really the practice of Chinese medicine is about, we as humans, we are nature. So when something's out of balance, we can kind of work with it now through this system of diagnosing through, okay, we have these ideas of like, okay, maybe let's say you have anger issues and you're really struggling with anger. That is connected to the wood element and the emotion of anger. So there's different ways through using acupuncture combinations, prescriptions, and also herbal medicine, and then also obviously other practices to work through that anger and frustration. So it's really about looking at nature, looking at ourselves, and then being able to diagnose through that system what's off, and then treating it, like I said, with multiple different avenues. I mean, it could be a diet issue. It could be obviously childhood issues. It could be just where you live. It could be your job. It could be many factors, obviously. And it's getting into those and looking at them and being able to extrapolate where it is causing the imbalance, and then balancing it accordingly with the other elements.
Okay. So which element do you find, and I know we only have a couple more minutes, but which element do you find is actually the element that we can most work on as people?
Well, we had talked about this a little bit the other day, and I would say it's primarily the earth element. In the most ancient form of Chinese medicine, the earth was in the center, and then the other elements were around it. It was like a circle, and it changed over the years and evolved into a circle where there was really nothing in the middle. But the earth always was in the middle from the most ancient. And in my clinical practice, I find that most people have an earth imbalance because that's for many reasons. Like I just was talking about, that we've lost our connection to nature. And you guys may have heard of the Schumann resonance, but it's a frequency, and it's a frequency of the earth itself. And when we're connected to that frequency, then there's a sense of calm, and our immune system is on board, and we're functioning at a high level with our immune system. And we have more of an insight into what we really need, and being connected to what's happening inside us and in the people around us. So I've found that most people have strayed from the earth in a sense of what they need to put in their body, the healthy relationships in their life, and so from that, and most people have so many digestive issues. It's so prevalent these days. So that's primarily what I treat. And then that offshoots into depending on what their genetics are and their specific pattern is. But it generally will go to the liver, sometimes the kidney, sometimes the lung. But primarily the earth is the root for most people. And it's, like I said, it's just because we've lost that connection.
Right. So that's why there's so many people who are starting to eat more organically and locally now, because they're, starting to feel more of that connection with the earth
Exactly.
then. So how does acupuncture help that?
In a nutshell, like in the Chinese medical system, there's the earth element is composed of the spleen and the stomach. So those channels on the body, when somebody has a more primary earth imbalance, and that's really what they're struggling with, or that's like kind of I usually always include some of those points. So the meridians on the body of the spleen and stomach, I will treat those with needling. And
Mm.
that will, what happens is that actually starts to fortify that element. And this is a complex ish, like a mechanism, how acupuncture works. But from what they're finding, what it happens is it stimulates blood circulation. It also stimulates stem cell production. It also
Oh, wow.
stimulates neurochemicals within the body. So your own neurotransmitters. And it also targets those organs themselves. So it'll start to funnel all of this energy. Like in Chinese medicine, we call it qi, but you could it's really electrical energy, and then stem cells and blood and nerve stimulation. All that goes into it and comprises the needling. So depending on where the points on the body are, it has more of a specific effect on the organs themselves. And that really starts to bring more energy into the area. And then it actually has a calming effect. It has a grounding effect to the person's psyche. They start to feel just more calm, more relaxed, and more peaceful. So they're able to make more efficient choices, be more connected to themselves, and so on.
Wow. Wow. And I guess we'll get more in detail into that with our interview.
Yeah.
Once we post it, right, Enzo?
Yes, correct. I'm really happy to make this connection with Sedona and with Adam in particular. And I wanted to thank you for taking the time today just to do a quick intro, as Tiffany said. And we're going to go a little bit deeper next time. Hopefully we'll have part 1, part 2, part 3. Who knows?
I would love to. I'm really grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward to sharing more and spreading the word, helping you with Sedona, and even to find you maybe some more people here to interview.
Of course. That's our next step.
All right. Well, it's been beautiful.
Thank you so much.
It's so welcome. I really appreciate the time, and I look forward to the next one.
Yeah.
Thank you. Take care, everybody.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.